Hello there and welcome to another episode on Peter Malloy Architect. What I'm going to be covering today is how to design a building from scratch, and one building that I have been playing around with at the moment is modular builds within container constructions. So one container home that struck out with me is an award-winning one in the UK. Some of you may be familiar with this house here. So what we're going to do is essentially take this as a template and take some of the dimensions off typical containers, and yeah, hopefully we can build a house with it. So what we'll do is we'll jump right into Revit here. We'll just come up. I'm on ground floor level here, so you can follow along as we go through this tutorial, and yeah, hopefully you'll be able to follow along with me. Okay, so we'll just take a container construction as, yeah, we'll say it has a 75mm wall. So this one is 100mm, as you can see. So we already have a 75mm wall here. So I'll just come in here, 75. So it's all roughly done just for the sake of example, but you can work out the dimensions yourself, whatever your walls may be. So as you can see here, a 40-foot container is 12191 in length. So we'll just type in 1219. We'll just do 90 just to square it off here. And we'll center that inside our crop region. And the width of it, as you'll note, is 2438. And you get a 10-foot one then as 3058. So we'll take the 24 at this rate. We could actually take the 10 foot on this one, so we'll do 3. We'll just do 3000 for this, for sake of example. Perfect. So we'll just do 10 meters. And then we'll square that off. What we might do actually is take the width of the smaller one, so the 2438, just to condense this a little bit. We'll just do 40 to round it up. So the 10 foot is 30582. Yeah, so I was typing that in wrong. That's my fault. 3058. So we'll do 3100 on that. Don't know why I was doing that, but anyway. We'll just use the trim extents tool here to trim out these. So then what I usually like to do, if it's not coming up to a particular floor, you can do unconnected here, and that can be found at the top of the top constraints tab here. And then you can type in whatever height you'd like the actual walls to be at, coming from the plane that you're working at. So I'm working at ground floor level here. So I'll just open up a container again. So the height is 2591, so we'll just round it up to 2600. So we'll just press tab, grab all these walls. Oh, these aren't connected. I'll just connect this fella here. Why aren't you connected? These are probably coming in at different extents. I just removed these roofs from a previous project. Yeah, so I've disallowed the joints on these walls. That's why they're not connecting properly. So now once I press these, as you can see, once this little fella comes up here, that means it won't connect to the wall adjacent to it. So I'll just click these off. It won't connect to any wall actually that it's leading to. So I just had that tab on from a previous work set. So if I come into walls here, see the way I had this join status to disallow. you want to have that enabled, just so all your ones join together cleanly. So now once I press tab, this fella's playing up on me as well. No, perfect. Just tab them all, and then I'll bring these up to, what did we say we were going to bring it up to? 2600. 2600. Okay. So we look at that in 3D. There's your walls of your container. Now what I'll do is I'll create a floor then here. I'll make this one also. I'll just see if we have a 75 mil. We do. So we'll just put it in indicatively as concrete at the moment. It won't be. It'll be steel frame. So we'll change it here now for the sake of example anyway. So I'll come in here, edit, and duplicate type, and I'll 75 minute steel. And I'll just come in here to edit the properties. So you click this little tab here. So just take a minute to open. And I'll just look for steel. We'll just take metal deck at this point. Just for the sake of example, you can create a steel type then if you have that in your project. And I'll just press OK there. Then you'll note that we have now a floor. So where this floor is coming in is at a -100 offset. Now I imagine we'll actually want to give this a 75 mil offset, just so it comes clean in at the bottom of this container. Okay, perfect. And we will also create a roof. We can create it on this level as well. It doesn't really matter. You just have to change the actual level that it's coming in at. Now you can work from a different plane as well over here on your floor plan, whichever one you've created. For this example, I'm just going to pick up reeves and we'll move it down as we see fit. I'll grab these extents again. I'll come in here, and what I'll do is I'll duplicate this to steel as well and give it 75 mil. Perfect. And then I'll just come in here and edit this to 75 mil. I'll just give it a 74 mil with a 1 mil just finishing membrane. Membrane. I know it's a container, but we'll just put in something at the top anyway, just to differentiate the roof. And if you go back to my other tutorials, you'll see how to create various roof types as well. So I find working in 3D sometimes quite beneficial, just in terms of speed. So if you come into your 3D tab and your roof or floor or walls at the plane that you don't want it at, just come in here, get to an elevation or a plan, and then just simply grab and move your built element just to align it. So I'll tab all these and I'll join them up. So then we'll have so we have the outset of a container here. So what you can literally do with this then is you can group it. So if we create a group with this container, this would be similar to making a block in CAD. So this fella now is just a complete unit, and I'll be able to grab the entire thing. And when you're moving, as I said a second ago, you can come in 3D and move. You can move different construction elements, but sometimes it's caught on a plane. So what you want to do is click out constraint, and sometimes you'll have to click off disjoin or click on disjoin, as I'll have to do here, to move it up. So as you'll note, I meant to copy there. Apologies. Copy and take away constraint, and simply boom. Yeah, so see that guy? He's perfectly set on top of him now, and he's as a group. So I can move that as well 90 degrees. Yeah, that's sitting in real nice now. And we'll move him out. We can set him in there actually, that's okay. Perfect. Sorry now. This is taking off another project. Yeah, so our little, so if we turn on this crop region, this should open up. Yeah, lovely. So here's our first floor plan. You can change the name of your plans and everything over here as you see fit. So what I'll do here is I'll throw in some windows just for the sake of example. We can make this much bigger. Wonder, do I have any cleaner windows loaded in? I do. Shoko. And I can change that to I'll change it to 500 by 500. Move this down to 1100 to nice. That's still a little bit out of proportion. What we'll do is we'll just make it 2000. Nice. And as I said, this is very I'll just rename that window as well. I think this might be a family actually that can be edited as we go. So where did we have our perfect? We'll come back up to this Shoko window again. Yeah, it's out of the plane. Perfect. What was that one? 2000 by 2000. Yeah, and all these container houses are really the rage nowadays. They look bloody awesome. I like playing around with the design of them as well. They're quite functional. So that one's sitting at 200 still. I'll just put this one at 200 still as well. And let's come back up to first floor level. And I will, I'm going to duplicate this guy. I'm just going to grab the center, the midpoint of this. And what that'll do is it essentially grabs the window and it flips it over to the far side. And once it sits in the same plane as the wall will grab it and it'll sit in nicely. So that's this tool. You can also use this tool as well, but that's more for like if you're aligning with walls and such. But this one's real handy for just grabbing a midpoint and flicking a window over. As you'll see there. Yeah, it's coming in real nice. And we'll just go down to ground floor as well. And we'll do the same down here. We'll just grab midpoint like that. Nice. And yeah, we'll start populating the ground floor now with some with some partition walls. So where do we sit? Yeah, we can put a partition wall. Yeah, we'll give it quite a nice space down here. So you're just coming into your doors here, and we'll grab a smaller one than this. Just click duplicate. I'll just make this one a 700 by 100, and I'm just coming here 700 by 100. A lot of these doors can get really busy in terms of the actual the makeup of them and the parameters. These ones will be the ones to look at, is the height and width, and the rough width and rough height. Usually these will be the same, the rough width and the rough height. They're just the same parameters really, both tying to the same thing. A lot of these other these elements can be disregarded, other than, you know, your offsets and all that kind of stuff, but we'll cover that in a later date. And yeah, so now we have 700 by 200. If we tab that, chuck him in there, tab it out. I'll do the same here. Okay, so we can have nice. So I'll come back into ground here level here, and I'll just put these at, what are these outer walls at again? These are 2600. So I'll put these at 2600. Handy tool as well is just to attach top to base. Attach top to base. Perfect. As you'll see, the doors are starting to populate in here, although they aren't coming in. Oh yeah, we need to put plus 75 on them. See, as I was saying there, let's go to ground floor, put plus 75 on these, because we have the floor at 75 mil offset, so we just want to bring these doors up to the same level as well. Perfect. And we'll just throw in for the crack here a very indicative stairs, and what we're going to be coming to is first floor level. What I'll do is I'll throw a section through here. And we'll be able to see that the height from floor to ceiling is 2600, so I'll just take note of that and come back down to ground level, and I'll create the stairs. Pretty sure I can do an unconnected desired stair height 2600. So this is disregarding the actual disregarding the floor levels. So I can just, that actually came in pretty well into the center. We'll probably get the head height there as well. So this is a very indicative setup here. So entrance coming in here. Yeah. So we'll just say, for example, that we'll go to second floor. We can see that this is actually going to work out real nice. So I'll come into this group, duplicate, and just make it this group a different group than the one below, because if I edit this group, it'll edit the one below, and I don't want to do that, because you'll see now. Excuse me, I'm going to open up this floor, edit boundary. As you see, my stairs is coming up through here. So, do you know what I'll do? I will move this one over to the edge and just have the stringer coming up on the wall. Press OK on that. What I'll do is I'll go back to ground floor level, and I'll move this guy over here. Perfect. I'll just come into 3D here. Now you'll see that this is open. I'll have to edit this group as well now. I'll just come into this roof, edit footprint, come back up to first floor level. I'll just make the exact same opening as I did before. And I will discard that. I'll break these. This is a great little tool here, just to break a line. And then we'll just align these lines then off. And just press the tick mark. We don't like the walls to go up the roofs at this point. Press the tick mark. And now we should have stairs running up. How cool is that? Alright, sweet. So what we'll do is go to the first floor level and we'll just ungroup these now for the time being, because there's just no need to have them as a group. So this will loosen them up again. For some reason those windows have jumped out, but we'll chuck them in again. (2000 by 2000). And we'll put them at 200. 200 sill height. Perfect. And you'll see our little stairs coming in down there. Right, perfect. So we'll come up to first floor level, and we'll have this area. So if we enter, perfect. That's cool. So we'll have this place as our overswing here. And we'll have an entrance down below it and all that kind of stuff. So we'll do that there now. What I'll do, I can use nearly all of this as like, we'll just put a studio bedroom in the back along here. And 2600. Put a door in that. Remember to put them at 75, just because we're dealing with a 75mm tolerance for the floor. And what we'll do is we'll create a nice little ensuite. So this should give us enough for with the spec 70. That'll give us 3100, which is plenty. And what I'll do is I'll just come in here to we'll just throw in, for the sake of example, put in a shower. and we're going to need a little bit more for a shower, although we can do a corner shower. Make that a little bit more generous, maybe 750 by 750. And if you want to load in any projects, we'll do that in a second, but you come into Insert, Load Family, should bring it to the UK family chart, or if you're in the US, potentially that. You come into Plumbing and you get whatever you need and load it in, and then it'll be in your components library here. Might just change this little fella here because he's actually quite big for a bathroom of that size. But anyway, we'll chuck in a door. Might chuck him down there. And we'll put in a WC down here as well. That looks a little bit cleaner. We could potentially make that bigger in a little while, but we'll just chuck in do we have a bed loaded in? We do. Let's throw in a double bed in here. Chuck in some. I mightn't have any lockers loaded in here now, but anyway, for the sake of example, we'll just populate this with whatever we have for the moment. Yeah, sure, we'll load in some. Insert, load family. Furniture. We'll load in some seating as well. Okay, where are we looking at here? That's the one good thing about the Revit families, that you can actually see the different types of models before you load them in as well, which is beneficial for obvious reasons. Perfect. Put a bit of a chill zone up here. We'll put a bit of could even put a kitchen up here as well. 4 seats. We'll chuck in that for the moment anyway. And we can potentially throw in ground floor level. We can have the kitchen. So we'll attach these guys now to the roof, attach top to base. And there's a sweet little bedroom down there now. Okay, ground level, then we want to put an entrance down there. I'm just trying to figure out my orientation here now. So we'll have the entrance coming in this area here. Grand. Okay, so we'll have our entrance coming in here. I'll get a different door for this. Bit of a glazed door. Maybe we can do that maybe. So the offset is set off on this one now, so frame width, frame depth. See if this will help the situation. No, we'll use a different one. So this door is kind of made for a larger wall. Yeah, it's set into it way too far. Maybe just try and lower down. See if this sits in at a decent level. Just looking for the width here from the setback, because with tolerance height, frame offset. Yeah, see that? So it was sitting out, proud of it. Now it's sitting in on it. That's what we were talking about earlier in terms of actually one of the elements that you will want to know is the frame offset. You'll see it set on the generic families, just to put where you want your door to be set in. So what I'll do is I'll align this. So we're looking at the elevation just to make this clean. We could align it. I think that works out there. Grand. What we could have down here is a kitchen then, and another bedroom perhaps. Now this is all just done on a whim now, so don't mind this set out of this actual, it hasn't been planned. It's just me having a bit of fun, chucking it in, seeing how it goes. Like a lot of stuff with design, you kind of just have a go sometimes. So it's pretty big bedroom, so what I'll do is I'll put another ensuite. Well, I might just put this down here, and then I'll remove him and him. What I'll do is I'll put in a bathroom in here, a general bathroom for the downstairs. Just give it 900 circulation. We'll just grab the other few bits from, you can press copy on them or copy the clipboard, and then come down and paste. This is another handy tool here, trim and extend, similar to CAD. Click a line and it'll extend it to the wall. So I'll align in current view. These will be offset, so what I'll do is I will rotate them 90 degrees. And I'll chuck him in there. I'll tab this guy out, chuck it there, and we'll chuck in a door then to this area. Big massive exterior door. Right, and then I'll put that in here at 75. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. And then we can have potentially utilities and different things down here now. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll delete this here. I could keep that one, I guess. And will come out 900. Oops, daisy. That was the height I edited. Apologies. I'll come off at an offset of 900, just to give enough space for circulation. And I will extend to there. And this will need to be 900 as well. Just for a bit of swing. Yeah, that should give us enough room for anywhere for our kitchen and all that. We can actually remove that wall, there's no need for it. And what I can do actually, so I'm going to actually do something. I'm just going to flip this and I will move these over. It'll just make this plan much more comprehensive. And then what I can have in here is a couple of storage rooms. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay. Great. Okay. And then I'll chuck this door in here. Just move this bed back a bit. Lovely. You want to always have a door swinging out to the wall that's outside as well, so that the circulation flows into itself essentially. Okay, lovely, and I'll just chuck in a wall here. So we can call this room. So this, if you want to add room tags, come in here, room, and you can create different variations of whatever they're actually called and how big the text is and all that. You come in here, you edit the family, but we're not going to do that here. So I'll just delete that and delete that. And what I'll do is I'll just come in here. I'll just call this washroom. For your washing machine and all that kind of stuff. Then we'll put a door in here for storage. And then we'll just have our kitchen over here then. I'll just grab something very rough now out of the components library just to represent a kitchen unit. Put that there. Very roughly now, I know, but just for the sake of example. Grand. can actually pull this the whole way down to there, and we can chuck a door in here. Okay, wonderful. Let's give that an offset. Whoops, it easy. And we'll align that one at 100, and then we'll come back and do this one at 100 as well. Perfect. And we'll just give this a tag of WC. Go up to the first floor level. This has turned out to be really good. I like this. Bedroom 2. WC. Dining. And sitting. Now when you're placing windows and different objects like that, you want to, obviously, if you're in the northern hemisphere, consider where south facing is and all that kind of stuff, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, where north facing is. Attach that to base. So these are walls coming up from the floor below. 75. We'll go down to ground level, just make sure that all of these are coming in at 75. Select all instances. This is another handy tool, just selecting all instances visible in view, and then just making sure they're all at 75. So I'll just grab all the instances you're looking at in the view. Okay, sweet. So just for the sake of example, we'll say that all this area down here is south facing, and we'll just chuck in, we'll put a 200. Make this guy thin. Just put him 600. Sweet. And we'll just 1000. I'll put another one. Just going to align this with the outer rim of this window. And that's not agreeing with me. One thing I like to do when I'm working in plans is create a very distinguished line that I can use for drafting. Mine is green. I spelled it with green there. And I'll just grab this, move it over the way. And I will grab another window and put it at 2000 as well. See what that looks like from the exterior. Doesn't look too bad at all, actually. Okay, I'll go to first floor. So if this is south facing, we can put the same type of window. And put it 220. we'll just work in 3000s here. Okay, perfect. I'll just use this same tool that we were discussing earlier to put these. Didn't work that time. Typical. Right. I'll grab the center line of this wall. Hopefully it'll work here. Yes, nice. Okay, we'll see how that looks. Actually looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? Nice. Okay, perfect. Nice. Okay, what we'll do is we'll chuck a little bit of landscaping around this, just for the sake of example. We'll come in here and go to site. We'll create a topo surface. Nice. And what we'll do is we'll create a sub-region. We'll go into first floor level. We'll just cut out the ground floor so it cuts an edge in the actual cuts an edge in the site. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have the site similar enough to the last, or the picture we saw. We'll elevate this to somewhere like that, so to 600. We're just placing more points here just to give contours. Grab the 3 of them, put them at 0. And we'll duplicate this one over here, put them at 0. Place point over here. Put that at 200 as well. Just give it a bit of elevation on it. If you move this one outside, it should grab it nicely. That's pretty sweet. And we'll grab this and we'll just change the category to grass here, because it just looks pretty crude when it's just mud or earth. Hopefully we have grass here, or grass. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. Now you'll see there's some relief in that. Awesome. What we'll do then is change the, as you'll see the contour lines coming in there. We'll change the site then just move this to to 600. So I'm just evening out the site, as you'll note here. If you have any questions relating to the way I'm setting up this site or any of the other bits of construction, just let me know in the comments, and yeah, we can have a wee chat about them. So that's coming in pretty nicely there now. Yeah, what I'll do actually is just remove this one down a tiny bit. It's a bit to 200, just to give it a wee bit less. Now that looks a lot nicer. Cool. And now what we'll do is we'll just put two little columns. Oh, it's looking real nice. I'll just change these roofs to a more agreeable color, just the same as what we'll do is we'll just change the same materials. Walls. What do we have the walls as? We probably just have them as a concept wall. Existing structure, grand, perfect. So I'll come in here, change these to and that should be, yeah, perfect, sweet, nice. And now we should put a couple of columns just on ground floor level. What I'm going to do actually, just while I'm here, is I'll model in place. So model in place, I'll structure a column, grand. Just give it a name of your picking, set a reference plane. I'm going to pick a plane. I'm going to just pick the bottom of this, of the floor there to the first floor, come up to the top. I'm just going to create my extrusion then. 200 by 200. They should come in there, lovely, nice. What I'll do is I'll change them to steel. Yeah, they are steel, lovely. And I will come out here, duplicate them out. $1,400, press OK. I'll edit the boundary of this floor just to come out to the edge of these. This is just going to create a balcony then, similar enough to what's kind of coming out here. We'll have a go at seeing if we can create something contemporary out here like so. Yeah, it's looking real sweet, isn't it? Okay, and remove them. Actually, there's no columns underneath this, it's just cantilevered. So what I'll do now is I will create another component, model in place, walls, and just set my plane then. Pick a plane. I'm just going to pick this outer rim of this wall, and again I'm going to draw my extrusion. That'll come out to the edge of this. Perfect. And then what I'll do, come in, edit extrusion, I'll create more extrusions. I'll just duplicate that actually. Just duplicating this extrusion. And I'm going to make it how far are these apart? Say they're around that anyway. I'm going to create a void out of this, so you're changing this from a solid to a void. Coming in here, you're going to cut this and this. Nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy. And we're just going to do this the whole way along. That worked out pretty well actually. Nice. Okay, and then we'll grab this original extrusion and we'll just make a big gap in it. So I guess I know what he's up to. Perfect. Very nice. Okay. Continue. Sketch just isn't complete. And I'll press OK. And then what I'll do is I'll just edit this this boundary of this floor back to its original form. It's really nice. I like that now. Again, if you have any questions about any of these processes, just leave me a wee comment there in the description, and I'll be sure to get back to you if I can. Nice. Okay. We'll draw on the shadowing here. That'll give us a nice display there. Okay, we'll bring the shadowing in from top right. It's pretty slick there now, isn't it? Okay, I might leave the tutorial there, and what I'll do is the next day I'll develop on a few other bits on this. I'll do a part 2 on this tutorial, and I'll just embellish a few bits more on this model, just to bring it up to standard. But that's the basics anyway, to get you going on the floor plans and the so the floor plans. So first the second floor, and then creating just different rooms, walls, doors and all that type of fun stuff, and then creating a bit of site as well. So we covered quite a lot there, and as I said, if you've any comments or anything like that, leave them in the description. I'll be sure to get back to you. And also, if you found this tutorial helpful, please consider giving me the price of a pint or a coffee. It'd be greatly appreciated. I've left my PayPal link in the description if that appeals to you. So thank you very much for stopping by, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next tutorial. Thanks very much.